Happy 2nd anniversary Honkai Star Rail and everyone watching. Today we're going down memory lane again on my trailblazing journey. It was certainly a year of all time. Kick back, grab a snack or drink, and enjoy the show. We're picking up right on the night the previous year ended. I was around the soft pity range on the standard banner, so there was a chance I could finally get my Bailu. You'd think I would have learned my lesson of never rolling on gacha on my birthday. Penacony was a mixed bag of an experience for me. I'll start with the positives and work my way to what didn't work for me. I enjoyed the exploration of Penacony a lot. I think both the Dream Eye and Dreamwalker puzzles / mechanics are very clever ways of using perspective to create an interesting environment for us to navigate. It plays into the idea of dreams and being able to do what seems impossible in reality, like walking on walls to get a chest on the ceiling or rotating platforms so the camera perceives it as a walkable path, even though in 3D space they aren't close together at all. The bubble pinball puzzles were alright. They're generally straightforward, so not much to say. I like to imagine that they're an inconvenient method of travel in universe. I don't usually enjoy stealth missions or modes Hoyoverse makes, but Hanyu's adventure puzzles were fun to me. Sometimes stealth was no longer an option. I'll count the living trash cans as a mini puzzle. I like how when you get a question wrong, they get so mad that they initiate combat, but the combat is optional because you have enough time to react, dodge its kick, and then stare at them questioning their life choices before resetting. Finally, the time ticker puzzles were good brain teasers, moving around different pieces and the mirror to create a perceived walkable path for Clocky. Very creative. I will admit though, there were times where I was hella confused, but in a good way. Yeah, I definitely meant to do that. The remaining mini games, I wasn't a fan of them. Looking back, I realized it didn't take as long as I thought, but the dread I felt from playing them made these memories worse. The Ball Night challenge was annoying at first because there were times where they placed enemies and obstacles so close together that you're almost guaranteed to be caught off guard and take a hit. When you get to the later parts, when your speed is so fast, it becomes annoying. The Hanyu version didn't take as long since I also get the option to shoot anything on the opposite side of where I currently was. However, the one I truly disliked was Hanyu Wars. Perhaps one reason this took me so long was because I rarely used the clocky flash time to dodge. Instead, I used it to spam more shots at the boss. If I used it to dodge, well, my depth perception is so bad I might as well have not even bothered. And man, my brain is not built to shoot and dodge at the same time. That's why I'm so bad at shooter games. What sucks the most is every time I get hit, I lose 500 points. How is that fair when we only get 100 points per enemy we hit, ignoring certain multipliers, and Hanyu's rocket launcher has the fire rate of Internet Explorer? No, I was so close. Come on. Why does this fight just end before the timer does? It makes no sense. Oh my god, yes. No, please. I just need to dodge. I'm almost done. Yes! Sadly, the torture did not end. There was one final mode, and it made me believe that there are no Aeons. They have abandoned us. This was the worst because to get this insane score count, you have to hit everything. Each star in the middle is equivalent to 2 HP. Any missed targets lose you HP. If you hit the origami birds or get hit, you also lose HP. You gotta be kidding me. Who designed this level? Why did they place these enemies where the trash cans are also rolling down from? Do they think we have an esports pro level of reaction time? After 2 hours, I finally beat his stupid minigame. I never want to see this goddamn gremlin again for the rest of my life. I understand that despite my molding this early on, these minigames are optional. Let's be real though, jade scraps are already as bad as they get, so it feels insulting to expect the average player to do all this effort for the small returns if they choose to do so. Oh my god, what the f is this game's deal with Guinaifen? Does my Guinaifen, is my Guinaifen a preservation character? What is this? I think I'm dead.
I like ping you and
what?
You so I can go
Fuck
to the
you,
Oyako
you game. You.
Oh my god, no way.
This is my ritual. I have embraced being the slacker. Therefore, Fu Xuan will come home so she can punish me.
so she can slap it.
Yeah, so...
Feeling lucky.
Oh, look at me, Fu Xuan. I'm gambling
Feeling
while I'm
lucky.
supposed to be working. Oh no,
Feeling
I'm such a
lucky.
slacker. Yeah, but...
That
Please?
counts Japar.
Yes!
Oh,
Yes!
yeah.
Let's go! He never loses! He never loses! Alright, well, 28,000 and counting for Firefly. Let's go! Oh, I didn't claim the free stuff yet. Oops.
It should be fine.
Dual Misha, not off to a great start.
No, it's a sign, Jackson. I'm gonna get destruction.
It's a sign of pain.
I'm
You know how
basically at zero.
tempting this
Oh,
Oh, okay,
wait.
okay,
Oh, okay.
okay.
That was early.
What's this?
Okay.
Are
Please,
you
lucky
at 30
Buddha.
or?
Nope.
Oh god.
Nope. We're gonna see if we can beat the Genshin streak today.
It's, gonna be
It's
the last one, I
always
swear.
always the last one.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on.
I forgot the
Come
achievement
on.
for
Yes!
Oh.
Yes! Yes! Let's
Nice.
go! I think this should be... Okay, 5-star.
Here we go.
That's too
Japar light cone.
Please no.
no.
Please no. Please
Yo,
no.
what the?
I have a good feeling about this.
Oh,
Not
that
bad.
is scary, bro.
That's not the
Yang
You like it?
I hate him! I hate him so much! I am now happy again.
Only for a bit, though.
With version 2.3, I can finally judge Penacony's story as a whole. It was messy in my opinion. It felt like they wanted to do a lot with Penacony and didn't have the time to develop some of these ideas further or more clearly. That's crazy given that the total screen time was longer than both Belobog and Luofu Part 1. Let's start with the part I liked and made the most sense to me, the Watchmaker's Legacy. That's what the Astro Express crew, Acheron, and the family were searching for initially. The beginning parts of finding that legacy were painfully slow and boring because it seemed like no one knew how to find it. Given all the following plot points, it felt like the writers pushed it to the side until it was relevant again in 2.2. I felt genuine sadness for Mikhail the Watchmaker when it was revealed that he passed away long ago. Misha is his childhood memories come to life and their dream to see the future Express crew. Even so, his legacy still lives on via our cast. Very inspiring. Acheron was interesting. I do wish we got to know more about her backstory and how she became an Emanator. I have a feeling we'll see her again someday, cause she gets lost again. I can't say the same for characters like Black Swan. Her memo keeper abilities make her integral to uncovering the secrets of Penacony for the Express crew and company, but I can't tell you anything else about her. Her character quest didn't provide any additional information. All it did was make me feel bad for Sampo, a character I despise, only because he's caught up in the middle of Sparkle's BS. On the flip side, I can't say the same for Adventuring. I already didn't have the best first impression of him. His peacocky attitude of everything works out for him had my eyes rolling. Then we got the 2.1 main story, but I think it's more accurate to call it the 50% unskippable Adventuring companion quest. I won't deny it. On paper, his backstory is sad. It's just too basic for me, but Hoyoverse insisted on making you care with non-stop flashbacks. In comparison, a reason I don't mind Acheron's flashbacks is that while for a while I was confused why they were there in the first place, eventually they connect back to the main story and it's built up well. Adventuring's flashbacks are tied to him and only him. So if you don't care about this character, the flashback scenes are tiring to sit through. It is a tough scenario because for Adventuring's boss fight to work thematically, you need to know more about him because he's kicked out of the main story after getting clapped by Acheron. Another reason I say it's too much is it feels like the writers think we can't remember or pay attention, so they repeat the same info across multiple flashbacks and talk to his past self. Ultimately, this leads to an issue I have with HSR's writing since 2.1. They stopped making companion quests for the majority of their upcoming cast and try to write it into the main story. It makes them feel bloated and exhausting to get through sometimes if it's not done well. That was a long rant, but you gotta understand how much 2.1 stories was enough to drag Penacony as a whole down for me. Fortunately, 2.3 was great. All the plot threads set up are finally intersecting towards the final confrontation with Sunday. Sunday, by the way, is a fantastic character and antagonist. I think he'll stand as one of the best in HSR for a while, simply because you understand his ideals and why he thinks the way of the Order is best towards a happy dream for everyone, even though his method is flawed. My only complaint point is, once again, using flashbacks a little too much. I swear, if I see this bird photo one more time, I'm chucking Sunday into the air fryer. As for the boss fight, I don't know why my friends hyped it up so much from the live stream. His mechanics are pretty forgiving. You just bring the elements to break Sunday so that you gain shields to avoid most of his damage output. But I see you're using Ron May on your team. Shh. Finally, 3.2 was an ending. Let's get it out of the way. Jade is a terrible character. We don't get any companion quests for her, so she's shoehorned in at the end to finish the NPC subplot and only set up more hype for the 10 stone hearts. I mean, Hoyoverse can only do so much to make a character who's a fan of eternal servitude any remotely likable. Next, Firefly. Now, you might find this shocking, but I love Firefly a lot. That said, I wish that the main story gave us a little bit more time to truly get to know her personally. Maybe even a little lore tease of who the Trailblazer used to be. If only we could have cut out some unnecessary flashbacks and, say for example, give her a scene where we see Firefly living happily in Sunday's dream after he succeeded, only for Firefly to have a great character moment where she comes to her senses, refuses to stay in the dream, and helps gather the crew as Acheron said herself. Finally, Sparkle. I know the mob is about to come at me, but I didn't like Sparkle at all during the story. My problem isn't that she's not interesting. She's a very mischievous character, and the masked fools are at least fun to see on screen, except Sampo. My problem is that she's treated as a background character who does so much behind the scenes, yet we know nothing about her and her motivations, so I was unable to appreciate her at the time. Saying goodbye to the Penacony characters was a nice send-off, especially you, Acheron. We love you in every universe, Raiden. Back to the positives. Divergent Universe is the only good piece of content they've added over this past year. It's Simulated Universe 2.0 with quality of life changes. One, you can use any character you own. If you haven't built them, they are automatically leveled up to 80, talents upgraded to a certain level, and given usable relics. Are they the best builds? No, but it's good enough for most of the content. Second reason, instead of 2 runs in Simulated Universe, you only have to do 1 run to earn enough points for your weekly rewards. 3, as long as you have 1 save file of curios and blessings from a run, you can farm your ornaments directly. Grillum is so based and infinitely better at creating a roguelike mode than Herda. We all jumped ship the moment we got something better and never looked back. Origami Bird Clash. The only event HSR made that had multiplayer. It was fun, despite how bad I am. I can't compare to the average Candy Crush mom. At least when we lose all our HP, we still have a second chance. That said, I was absolutely stomped. I started to think the Trailblazer burn may not be the best. Nah, it's a skill issue for sure.
I don't think it. I think you're good.
No,
He's gonna lose to the bot.
We ain't cooked,
Five!
bro. We ain't
Five!
cooked.
Five!
I
No!
didn't see it.
You moved the piece that was a 5!
And you're throwing, you're gonna lose to a bot.
Shut up.
Don't lose to the bot!
Oh. Oh my god. You almost lost the bot, bro. That's crazy.
Shut up. I don't wanna
Oh, he
hear you-
survived?
Yeah,
Wait,
I
he
did.
survived?
Yeah, he
Then
lived,
I
he
still
lived,
have
he
to
won,
fight
he
one more
won.
person. Unless they lost. No!
The PlayStation player. Lock in, lock in.
Holy moly, holy moly. The game is just feeding him.
Yeah.
You're about to be like 30 HP, bro.
Oh,
You're dead. You lost.
No, I'm not dead. I still have an extra life.
Oh my god. It's gonna, bro's gonna have to go again.
Okay, I'm gonna like actually think. I know, rare for me.
I'm not, he's gonna lock in, guys.
We'll start there. Okay. That wasn't my intent, but okay. This works. Okay. He still has like one more move than me.
Hurry
Oh,
up.
I just realized the time. We won.
No,
Oh my
keep doing it. Oh
What do
my
you mean, I won?
god. You won. Now it's gonna be a tiebreaker. I think no. You know what I think this guy did? I think he was saving up hella power-ups because he knew he could take the loss.
No,
He's gonna
I think you're
slam
right.
you.
I think you're right.
He's
Bro,
gonna
if he
slam
has
you.
double rainbow, instantly
Yeah,
shoots
he
up.
has, yeah.
Oh, this is,
oh my
what is
god.
this? Okay.
Oh
that.
come on, let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
the
okay.
Japanese dude eliminated the Chinese dude.
Holy shit! I
Oh
have
my
so many.
god, no way.
Oh
no
my
way.
god. Ben,
No
what
way.
the f am I looking at?
I
Bro,
don't know.
double
bro.
the rainbow, what?
I have so many
he
rainbows.
has like 5.
I have so
Yeah,
many.
mix the rainbows. You can mix the rainbows.
Mix the rainbows together.
Okay. Okay. Panicking
Oh
chat.
my god. Mix the power-ups.
I know. I know. I know.
Yes.
Oh, it makes them all white.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, he got another
This
rainbow.
game is just beating
Wait,
you,
what?
bro.
I'm stupid. I didn't mix the right ones. Actually, it didn't matter.
This
Bro,
game is
I think it's
beating
a one-sided, bro.
you. This game is beating you. What's going
Bro,
on?
I got distracted by all the shiny colors on your screen. I forgot my game.
Bro, this isn't fair. What am I looking at? This game is biased. Make the rainbow. Make the rainbow.
I know. I know. I kind of had to. Yeah, I'm not getting.
Oh my
wait,
god.
Oh, my turn ended. Okay. Oh my god. Thank you,
You're
gotcha
almost
gods.
300 points over
Holy-
that guy. What happened?
Bro, I don't know, bro. I locked in, bro. I locked in. Y'all didn't believe.
You didn't do The game gave you everything. You did
Skill
one
issue,
goddamn
baby,
3
skill
match,
issue.
and you got 5 goddamn rainbow
Let's
threes.
go.
That's not how this works.
Okay, this was some next level bull. There has to be some kind of server ping privilege. My score was higher than theirs by the 0-second mark. Yet somehow the game thinks my opponent wins? Huh? I want to state that Firefly is still a great character at E0. You have to be wiser with your skill point management, but it's doable. She's my only E2 limited character. Firefly is the most perfectly designed character for me. She's cute, she has a tragic backstory, and I want nothing for her but to be happy. She could kick my ass with or without the Sam armor. Lastly, this gets very personal, but I sympathize with Firefly's entropy loss syndrome. I understand what it's like to have a condition that affects your physical health till the day you die, hoping that one day a cure may be found. Until then, we still choose to live our lives to the end. Back at it with pure fiction, I cooked myself so hard trying to get max points on this rotation. I burned down the kitchen, the apartment, and the entire neighborhood. It was the origin of my distaste towards Erudition and follow-up characters. Here is my solution for the first half because I lacked Brain Dead Argenti and there were no imaginary Erudition units yet. Hyper Carry Welt team with the Generalist buff, where every time an ally attacks we gain 1 stack for the mechanic. His ultimate is AoE. So I have Tingyun buff Welt, Loyocha for his AoE ultimate mainly to break, and then Harmony Trailblazer for the extra damage from super break. Finally, the game mechanic deals the final hits to the enemies I can't break, except the hits are random because the devs are awful at their job. Wave 1 was slow because of the enemies that didn't have an imaginary weakness, so I always use 2 cycles in a good run. Honestly, in retrospect, this was a dumb idea because 2 of my characters' ultimates don't hit enemies at all. I also wasn't abusing the Dance 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 light cone yet. The skill point management was also ass. The plan was if I could at least clear wave 2, I could get 20k points, and then the Herda Himiko combo in the second half would clear perfectly. Yeah, that didn't happen. Eventually, I did beat it by 1, giving Himiko and Herda the Pure Fiction ornament set. 2, using the exact same team as the showcase. Their video was the only one that helped because I refused to roll for these 2 out of pure spite to Hoyoverse. This section of the video will cover both versions 2.4 and 2.5 as they both involve our return to the Luofu. In preparations for getting Ho-Ho, my friends thought it would be funny if we had Mimi Ho-Ho profile pictures on Discord. Come home, you little...
I know you hate her, but that's crazy.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
This was literally 0.
Is it a 50-50 or not?
It is
It was
50-50.
the magic
Oh,
word.
okay.
Damn. Ho-Ho got a little too scared.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, my Bronya curse wasn't going away anytime soon.
If this is Vailu, is this a 1 pull?
No, this is a 10
No, 10. Is this
On
Bailu's
what?
patch?
On standard?
Standard.
Or-
After he gets a new 5-star healer, he finally gets Bailu.
Yeah, that would be on right. That would be On brand for
Please
me.
get Baileys, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yo, that'd be really funny.
I should have gotten my Bailey
Japard,
stand.
watch, it's Japard, bro.
No.
Oh, it's Yanchi!
Really? I guarantee Hoyoverse is like, you're gonna have a redemption arc, you're gonna like Yanqing after you play the 2.4 story, so we're giving you him ahead of time.
Did he build Quip Pro Quo?
I want to die.
On to events. First is the trash can photo event. I enjoy scavenger hunts and photography, so of course I went for absolute perfection. I will say the 5th level took me a few tries because some of the trash cans are really quick. The March 7th hunt event was not one you'd want to binge in 1 or 2 days like me. I enjoyed the multiple routes and endings idea with different characters. You had the classic March being Scott ending with only her swordsmanship training. Ho-Ho lets Tails infiltrate Scott's mind to uncover his desires and turns him into a barking dog. Very entertaining. Xiao Chao's path means giving Scott and his allies uncontrollable diarrhea. Silverwolf gives you Hackerman privileges, and Qing Chui uses her high IQ to give Scott a harsh dose of emotional damage through a reality check. However, one gripe I have with the multiple paths is they don't voice the dialogue until the ending. You're left with awkward silence during the first 2 parts when you meet the character of said path. I also love the overall aesthetic with the stylized manga panels during the training. As for the gameplay, it had room for improvement. I found it weird that for the training battle portions, you're forced into auto battle. I mean, I would use the auto play anyway, but still an interesting choice. I was not a fan of the skill tree. Now sure, every time you do a different route, you're not completely starting from zero, but it's annoyingly repetitive to unlock the same skills over and over again. I would have preferred a skill tree that built off the previous route, but it wouldn't make sense narratively. This is just a nitpick from me. By the end, I built my March 7th hunt. Will I ever use her? Unlikely, but she's cute, so it's worth my resources. I did go with a crit build, but it's nice that you can build her for a break team as well. And you know what? I also built Su Shang for the same reason. I want to side tangent to the endgame modes before I share my thoughts on the Luofu story. Apocalypse Shadow is too easy. Okay, I'm joking. I admit that video was made too prematurely. I took a fat L. Apocalypse Shadow Kafka is challenging. Unlike Cocolia before her, defeating the summons doesn't transfer the weakness back to the main boss right away. I thought Silverwolf would be good since she can implant a weakness, but it didn't really help that much since I have to kill both summons for Kafka to lose additional toughness and not have extra defense for no reason. I did feel like that mechanic alone was made to nerf older destruction characters if you didn't have the best in slot teams. The buff also conveniently favored Yun Li and Fei Zhao with, you guessed it, follow-up attacks. Oh joy! Anyway, we don't need to talk about my Firefly second half. I started doing the higher thresholds of Divergent out of boredom. I never bothered with it in Swarm Disaster or Golden Gears, neither should you. Threshold 4 is when I began to encounter some walls. Gallagher's sustain wasn't quite enough during this fight, though if I'm being fair, this break team is squishy. Without Harmony Trailblazer, beating Kafka was tough, so I tried to keep Firefly and Gallagher alive for as long as possible. Kafka told Firefly that playtime was over. Luckily, the second attempt went a lot better. Threshold 5, I was clearly not prepared for how brutal Cyrus's fight would be. For context, all these enemies have their HP linked. Generally, these 2 elites would be the tanky enemies, but now everyone shares HP. This fight is designed for addition characters, no doubt about it. On top of that, I noticed that the enemies are ridiculously faster now. That's the reason why Gallagher and Flicker's sustain feel like it's not enough. I'm not even factoring in that Cyrus can action forward all her allies. The only difference with playing manually was I purposely hold onto Gallagher's ultimate until the healing is needed for more than 1 unit, or I get big super break damage off of it. Second, since the enemies share the same HP, it's wiser to attack the left half since they don't have higher fire resistance even after Firefly implants her weakness. The only advantage of getting hit so much by faster enemies is faster energy recovery from my ultimates. Firefly would have her ultimate instantly after her combustion state expires. After 10 minutes, Cyrus is slain. Threshold 6 was bad. It's all bad. The Gatekeeper still manages to be one of the enemies I hate the most since day one. Yeah, sure, let's juice him up, and of course, he happens to be a counter to break teams for a moment. I probably should have reset, but I felt if I played manually and prioritized the Gatekeeper, it was clearable. I also learned from my mistakes prior and gave Dance 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 to Harmony Trailblazer since they get their ultimates faster than Ron May. Oh my god, even when the run is plausible, I get hit with this. It's because I healed instead of breaking the shadow with Gallagher. Look, there's a lot of strategy with roguelikes. It can be hard to show in a video when you're not seeing the full run, but there is still the element of luck. I am only alive because I got 2 revive blessings earlier. Eventually, after enough turns, my plan worked out and I could proceed. Oh, wonderful! Another enemy who temporarily locks his toughness. If Firefly couldn't break the toughness of his sword summons, I think the run would have just been over. I say that, but then the swords take 2 rotations to break in phase 3. Wonderful. Oh my. By the skin of my teeth, my team barely managed to beat Yanqing. Luckily, if you beat the main bosses at certain points, the extra fight after doesn't count as a defeat, and it won't end your run if you die. The Swarm True Sting was the best final boss I could have gotten, since killing the smaller stings places the vulnerability debuff on all enemies. As our time with Threshold 6 ends, I'd like to say, inflating stats for artificial difficulty is dumb. Even looking back, this didn't feel satisfying. Because you used an E2 Firefly. I acknowledge your criticism. I know way better people at this game than me can clear Threshold 6 without the top units. Great for them. I believe it feels unsatisfying because the fights are so long and nothing fundamentally changes about the actual gameplay. The combat strategy doesn't change if I play manually either. The threshold descriptions also encourage a specific playstyle, which just so happened to be break teams at the time. I could take some pride in doing it before Linksha was released, I suppose. Regardless, I was deterred for doing the same on the other modes after today. The best way to describe my character development about how I view Sparkle is Stockholm Syndrome. See, my friends kept memeing on me that I hated Sparkle. It didn't help that I was subjected to endless Sparkle memes for weeks. This culminated into my friends writing fanfictions about Sparkle and me before I pulled for her rerun for my Imbibitor Lune team. To clarify, I gave them my consent. For the first story, Ray wrote me a standard love story. Shocking twist, Firefly was never real and only a character played by Sparkle. She played it so much that it became part of her identity and developed conflicting feelings for the Trailblazer, which was implied to be me.
Sparkle.
Oh.
Oh, Dad, give me a... Oh, God,
Oh no. Is
gonna
this
be
a
red.
sign?
no. It's a premonition.
It's gonna be the last one.
Oh, it's gonna be down.
Yeah,
What-
okay.
Oh,
Guinaifen
She-
tried to kill
yeah.
Sparks, and then she appeared,
She
when she
shot-
disappeared into your
brain
arm.
is massive.
Ray didn't even know if Guinaifen was on the banner.
I didn't do any research. I didn't know Guinaifen was gonna be on the banner.
What are the odds? Alright,
She
well,
manifested Sparkle in reality.
the second story. Imagine if Sunday succeeded to the point that Firefly couldn't wake me up, so she faded away into the memory zone. Sparkle is the one who gets me out of the happy family dream I had. As I go to beat Sunday's ass again, Sparkle reveals a smile to the audience. Sorry, Firefly, I'm his now.
Or
Alright.
it could be Bailu Light Cone.
No!
oh no!
Oh no.
I blame Jackson. I blame Jackson.
Bro wasn't even
Jackson
here
is
to listen to the
here.
stories, bro.
Ray, thank you so much for getting me a Firefly blind bag. I hope it lives up to the name. And it's jingling. I'm finally finishing Golden Gear. Ignoring the fact that QQ used every skill point and didn't get a match of 4, I was definitely doing something wrong. Struggling on difficulty 4 just to kill Argenti at the end isn't normal. I had decent buffs and curios, yet the fight was so long and Fu Xuan was about to die before her talent was up again. Oh, well, That would explain a lot. Honestly, it's a miracle I even made it to the third plane if that's the case. There we go, that's what's supposed to happen for difficulty 4. Afterwards, I failed 3 times in a row off screen on difficulty 5. The enemies were hitting like I was playing on Divergent Max Protocol. Normally, I want to fight because it gives a guaranteed blessing, but it seemed brute force wasn't cutting it anymore. I asked my friends how they cleared it, and the secret is the dice, specifically the one with the passive of getting a blessing every time you enter an occurrence or reward domain. So I was half correct. In this one, you want to avoid fighting as much as possible. All we do is use cheat chances when we can to copy reward domains. In Swarm Disaster, you wanted to avoid going between so many tiles or else the countdown would mess you up at the end. Using this strategy, the countdown won't matter as much anymore because we're going to have so many blessings and curios going into the final fight. While grinding out the secrets after this time, I finally used this curio. Just immediately exit the first or second boss fight, profit. One of the runs, I fought the double robots because I was curious what the fuss was about. Oh my, well, at least it's meme accurate. Additionally, if you don't kill both within a 3-turn span, the other bot will resurrect. I understand what the fuss is about now, and why it's recommended to avoid fighting these guys. After, say, 5-ish hours of grinding, I unlocked the final chapter in secret to get Erudition Path for regular Simulated Universe, and more importantly, the ability to ban 2 paths from the pool. I never touched Simulated Universe again for a month. Main story time. Luofu Part 2 was great. Personally, I feel my time wasn't wasted. I think the character writing was on point. Only a couple characters didn't really get a chance to shine, which was Mose and Lingsha. I mean, Mose doesn't seem like the kind of character who would openly reveal much about himself. As a fan of dragons, I am sad that Lingsha didn't get a separate companion quest to explore her backstory. My only complaint was that I was correct that Yanqing would get a redemption arc and character development. How dare you make me feel for a character that has ruined my pools? I also love the dynamic between Yunli and Yanqing throughout this arc. Mom, Dad, stop fighting, please. I will also reiterate how the writers use flashbacks effectively. In part 2, Xiaoqiu's flashbacks with Fei Xiao and how her drive to fight to save lives is not too different from a doctor saving his patients. It's enough for him to devote himself to curing Fei Xiao's moon rage and the lengths he'd go to. Hule was another interesting villain. Again, effective storytelling where it's not just the characters telling us how dangerous Hule is, you see how dangerous he is. Being able to turn any Foxian into a Borison from just a bite, fighting him, my god, the absolute power this unit has. It takes the combined effort of everyone just for him to pull an ultimatum, forcing Fei Xiao to eat his blood moon heart. Hell, the entire hunt operation by Fei Xiao, where she's using the Borison's own tactics against Hule and seeing how both sides respond to each other's moves like a cat and mouse game, was cool. Gameplay wise, I found Hule's story version only to be hard because we're forced to use March 7th Hunt. Why? We don't even get Yanqing and Yunli, which makes more thematical sense. I don't need to be in casual mode to defeat him, devs. It's your fault for forcing one of my slots to be filled with a character I haven't even used before. When the going gets tough, it's time to get a little creative by ignoring March's existence and using 3/4 of my Environor team. Love when the homebrew strats work out. What's even more frustrating was March was forced into my slot 1. When you start the final battle and select your team, why is Fei Xiao forced into the 4th slot now? Anyway, what's my team? God damn it! This game is actually awful. First they were like, okay, we're gonna replace the first character in your team. Okay, fine, it was consistent. I'm just an idiot for not switching. Now they're like, actually, we're gonna replace the last character of your team now. This game, bro.
They like to put sustain in first slot and DPS in 4th slot, so that's why Fei Xiao's in 4th slot.
Oh yeah, March, the sustain character. Oh yeah, great choice. Can you tell I was taking this gracefully? The War Dance event was a nice way to give Luca some love. It felt like he was a character that was thrown to the sidelines after Belobog's main story ended, existed only being a dot teammate for Kafka gameplay-wise. I do hope that the Luofu and Belobog alliance subplot is explored later once we're done with Amphorous. The possibilities are endless. Also, Yanqing dropping his sword to engage Luca in fisticuffs at the end was just wonderful. I did prepare a candle for Lingsha.
Oh, he's got the ritual ready.
Yeah, this is Technically she uses incense, but I didn't want to trigger the smoke alarm and get my ass beat. So I just asked my mom for her nicest scented candle.
Fair enough.
So pretty based.
So yeah, I shall be holding.
Mood lighting.
I shall be holding this. I'll be honest. I thought it would look cooler, but unfortunately, my monitor screen is so bright that that even though I have the lights off, it's you still see my white face.
I'll be right back. I'm back.
Main expansion.
Grayson is here in my room.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh.
Okay, Ben just pulled a 5-star, Grayson.
Okay, I'm gonna hold. I put the candle down for a second. I gotta hold the candle now.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Did he get
Wait,
it? Did he get
No,
it?
no,
I don't know.
yet. We don't know.
Don't say you lost the 50
Did I-
50.
No!
No.
No, it's the same as last time.
Wait, what's your Bronya constellation?
C2 now.
Not as high as Jackson's.
Wait, you-
No!
Oh, man,
Oh my god, you got,
Guinaifen.
you got the puppy girl.
Guinaifen.
I do like
Damn.
Guinaifen, but no.
Are you gonna keep trying?
Of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got the pulse ready for
I'm
it.
obligated.
Watch him get it right after. Right?
That would be
That
really funny
literally,
right
this
now.
literally happened last time. I got the earliest, and it was freaking Bronya.
Bronya comes back to
Likes
haunt
pull
everyone.
up early.
It's because Jackson's here.
Yeah.
Why do I keep
Oh, he
inviting
got a
him?
purple.
I don't care about that. Okay.
Let's
Okay,
go.
my heart was gonna like sink if it was Bailu. I was like, this is the one time I don't want you to give me Bailu. Alright, well, 0 money spent. So I would consider this a win.
You got the wife, but unfortunately the daughter has left home.
Oh, who said we were done? Okay, it's a 4-star. Okay. Give me 1 second. We are not done, Ian. I never said we were done.
Oh god. Bro's finally taking out his rainy day fund.
Damn.
Come on, scented candle. Give me luck. Give me that 5-star. Please, I'm already halfway there. Don't make me go to hard. Bruh.
Oh.
Damn.
Well, you know what they say.
Go big or go home.
Oh
Perhaps.
my god.
Oh god. Oh my god. He's go big or go home.
I must follow the ways of adventuring.
Bro's going home.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm not coping. This should be the 5-star. I believe my pity should have been like 40, so this should be the 5-star. What the f is wrong with this
Bro,
game?
he's actually going home.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief. I don't
Okay,
think you got enough. You're gonna have to start doing singles.
I haven't done the event. Oh,
Oh,
okay,
Oh,
please,
okay.
I'm holding the candle. I'm getting the stand. Come on, please be
It's gonna
good.
be a fucking
Please
Yankee
be
light
good.
cone.
No, please
Oh,
don't.
God.
Please,
It's gonna be
Please.
Yankee light
It's
cone.
gonna be Japard.
please. No!
No, it's Bronya.
Yeah! Oh no, bro got the Bronya
Oh my
set.
goodness, Bronya!
Poor Ben.
No!
It's not coming home.
No!
Look
I
at that, I wanna
have,
see it.
I have C2! And Grayson, look at this. You see this light cone? You know how I have 4! I have 4 of these! Out of boredom, we asked ChatGPT for a team comp we could use in MOC. Surprisingly, it came up with a usable team. To humor the AI, I attempted it. It seemed not doable at first since Blade takes a little too much of his own HP using his skill. I also can't use March's shield on him because Blade actually wants to be hit and lose HP to proc his follow-up. Well, this is further than I expected. Then Ian offered a genius solution.
You should use my idea. Literally never use Blade skill and just use him as a skill point battery.
It's hella scuffed. It feels so wrong not using Blade skill and only for skill point generation.
You know, like that like one thing where it was like that Twitter trend where people were posting their teams fighting Aventurine.
Yeah.
This is how I feel.
Wow, I have to do this. forbidden technique, putting a shield on Blade.
Now you can heal him.
The other lesson I got from the first attempt was to get rid of the wolf mech first. Somehow an elite enemy is tougher to deal with than a boss. The funny thing is this team could still be better. I wasn't even using swordplay on my Dan Han, which increases the damage an enemy takes if I repeatedly attack them. I'll briefly bring up this MOC 412 because I would like to say that this is the first time in a while that I felt the HP inflation pain others have been complaining about. To be clear, I am not denying that it has never existed before, it absolutely has. It was a tough spot for my account specifically because both halves were great for Firefly, but we only have one. I thought Acheron would be fine for the first half, and she was, but I think the HP inflation on top of this MOC blessing, Gale Gorge title flow, wanting you to toughness break and hit toughness broken enemies made it feel like my Acheron team wasn't enough. I definitely don't have the best builds or stats, but I was getting by just fine before with this team. Firefly team could beat Hule with 4 cycles, so it was doable. Then my friend Ian had another crazy idea, and what you're about to see is the most baffling run I have ever done. Listen, all I'm gonna say is if this works, I'm f***ing uninstalling. Like, it should not make sense why this would work.
Oh. Let it ride, let it ride.
Gallagher, are you gonna take a f***ing turn?
Bro just said nah.
I swear, I was telling Ian this. Is he just not gonna use his ult?
Maybe not.
This is what I was telling Ian earlier. I swear, the Abundance AI just have the stupidest AI ever.
No,
the stupidest people ever.
You waited for Bronya ult? Let him cook, let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
You won't get away. Lend me your strength.
What are these action
Let it ride, let it ride.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Oh my god, it went all to the TV? Oh my god, this game is terrible, man. Why do they add this? It makes no f***ing sense.
Feeling spiffy? Can you find the answer?
Do Horror devs just not read feedback? I'm convinced they just don't read feedback at all. I'm pretty sure unanimously everyone f***ing agrees random targeting is dog.
What the f was that? Why did I just watch Yumiko basic attack with 4 skill points?
In your words, Ian, let the AI cook.
The AI is nothing.
Bro, I'm telling you, let it ride, let it ride.
Oh, it's not. Its AI is not doing well here.
Oh my god.
AI just used it. Okay.
Well, this is about on par with the other teams. We'll just see how this part goes.
Hey, if it's on par, that means I cooked slightly.
No, no. I can't
No,
wait.
because that means if you played and you were in control, then that means like you're just the winner. I don't know about you, Ben, but this is looking like it's kind of working.
I looked at the cycle count. Gallagher still hasn't ulted for some reason.
Waiting for what is it? Bronya ult.
I'm pretty sure Bronya already ulted.
Lend me your strength.
About to. You mean?
To guard and defend. Crush them.
No, no, he's just waiting. He's just waiting. Okay, please use it. Okay.
Let the AI cook.
Let the AI cook. The AI is not cooking, bro.
Damn, Sparkle getting cooked is not on my bucket list.
You won't get away. Lend me your strength. You won't get away.
I think you might actually get a faster cycle count with this team.
Like what, 1?
By 1, yeah? Yeah?
It's not looking good, bro.
I don't think so, because the problem is she can't break now. And so I'm not gonna get the stacks. It's either Himiko has to get her ults, or... Yeah,
It's not looking good.
it's not
I
looking
mean,
good.
it was 21 last time, so I don't know, bro.
This literally made no difference.
You might need to.
Humanity never can see us.
If you
need to
controlled it
force
though,
the
you would.
Gallagher ult here. You might know how to force the. Oh no, never mind. You could. All right.
But if you were,
One
see,
more
look, you got one more cycle.
Alright, well, I swear to God.
You know, but this is good, Ben, because if you controlled the first half, then that means you could actually get 23 cycles.
I don't think, I'm gonna be real with you, Ian, I'm gonna concede, I don't think me controlling would have done any better.
No, you've seen what the AI did, aka
Time to
can
test
use
our rapport.
Himiko basic attack with 4 goddamn skill points. I've never seen the AI that stupid. Like, I'm an AI enjoyer, alright? But, like, I've never seen it do that.
Who really said he's the AI enjoyer?
The AI, Ian's a big fan of ChatGPT. I have to be careful, I misclicked earlier, I have to be careful.
Yeah, you're fine. You're
Oh,
fine.
yeah,
you're
you're
fine.
fine.
You're fine.
I can't believe Ian f***ing cooked. What is this game, bro? There's no f***ing way that actually worked. Every time I play this game, man, I think I lose brain cells. What's up, guys? Back at it again with another Simulated Universe DLC, Unknown Domain. I despise this game mode. Herda, I know you're a mega big brain genius and all. How do you copy Screwum's homework and still get a failing grade? It should be studied how much of a failure Unknown Domain is. Here's the rundown. First awful game mechanic. You start the game with 4 cycles like Pure Fiction. These cycles count down as you progress in combat. Whatever cycles you gain or lose from battle or from a certain god Kirio, that's all you get before Berserk mode is triggered. You don't want that. Now you might say, just kill the enemies fast, lol. I would agree with you if it weren't for the second issue. Every enemy's HP in Unknowable Domain is inflated to the point of ridiculousness. I don't think I need to explain why IPC soldiers taking a total of nearly 2 million damage just to die is not okay. How do you do damage then? The game's core gimmick, scepters, and they suck. It's similar to equations in Divergent, where you make your scepter stronger by grabbing and combining opponents throughout your run. However, while you have no upper limit of equations in Divergent, you can only have a maximum of 3 scepters at a time. This mode is so stingy that you better hope the RNG gods are on your side, cause if you don't have all 3 scepters of the same type as your team, you are screwed. Speaking of stingy, the fragments you get during your run is abysmal, and the only way to potentially save your run is to gamble with your fragments to reroll the components you can't even use. Do you at least get to choose between 3 of your rerolls like previous modes? Nope. 100% RNG. Fantastically terrible. Again, the final boss taking over 6 million damage from the scepters and it only equating to 6% of his HP on phase 1? Nah. This game mode ain't it. Someone take this back to the kitchen. They did not cook with this at all. Lastly, we come back to my point about inflating enemy stats. The devs overdone it to the point that you as a player are basically doing nothing and you have to be carried by your scepters. Your team only serves to be the drivers and activators of your scepters. I feel nothing because all these big numbers aren't even from my characters. Your characters are your product, Hoyo. They are the selling point of your game. I don't feel like, wow, the dot team I enjoy using is doing well when I play this. It's basically a hollow auto-battler second monitor content. I don't understand why Hoyoverse thought it was a good idea to take away autonomy. If anyone enjoyed Unknowable Domain, please let me know why in the comments. I want to hear your perspective, cause I just don't get it. Banana. Okay, I'm putting the Banana Brainrot aside. I enjoyed the 2.6 story more than others. I did not care about the playable Mori clone at all prior to the story. Afterwards, I felt bad for what she had to go through, but the whole Shinobu personality, it's just not for me. It gets too old too quickly. Robin and Boothill get more chances to finally shine. For me, it felt like they were kind of swept under the rug in the main Penacony story. and I didn't really get a lot of time to appreciate them. At this point, I'm beginning to feel that the Path of Rare Edition and the Genius Society are very morally questionable. Except you, Skrulum. You're based. Also, Mr. Rekka playable when? I like my goofy filmmaker memo keeper. Please don't put him in the holding cell with Skrulum, please. First, I would like to call out Hoyoverse on their blatant false advertising. The collaboration teaser showed a ton of characters crossing over and interacting. Sure, Tingyun being here doesn't make any sense, but it was going to be a banger. Let me know in the comments if you're an HSR player who tried out Honkai Impact 3rd for the collab, because it felt like no one was talking about it because it sucked. Okay, enough complaining about the trailer. It did its job and got me to play Honkai Impact 3rd one last time. I am contractually obligated to try and pull for my wife, otherwise she will be very angry with me. I don't know how this will go because a 10 pull costs 2,800 currency compared to the modern Hoyoverse games at 1,600 currency. I'm too poor. Alright, single pull, baby. Because for some reason it doesn't just let me roll a 9. Wait, what? What?
Oh my god.
Huh? It was purple. What?
Yeah, it's always purple.
Oh,
It's just that she got a character.
I thought
Nice.
I was like expecting gold. That's why this whole time I was just like, oh, it's just purple.
Meanwhile, I'm about to hit hard 100 pity for the second time.
I was just like, I thought it would be gold.
Nah.
Okay, I got one.
I don't think this game has what is it, soft pity, so like it makes the pulling experience so much worse.
For you, I'm winning.
The bro who's not even gonna end up playing.
After
will
this
have
event,
Sparkle.
I'm leaving.
I actually hate the event. I don't even know if I want to play it.
I'll be playing it tomorrow night. Okay, well, cool. I can use my free one, so now I just need to try to get the weapon.
Oh my god, the chances
Okay.
of you. Oh my god.
You were saying, Ian?
The chances of that
you could
happening
not,
is wild.
You could not time that more perfectly.
No, I was gonna say the chances of you getting 2 of the weapons are also because there's no guarantee on those. They're not the weapon, but the stigmata. There's also no guarantee for that either.
God damn it. Sparkle is my wife. This meme will never die.
Some people spend hundreds of dollars just to get one of those, and you just got 2 of them instantly, and you can just get the third one.
Yeah, I'm just, everyone watching this in the 2-year video, I'm just better than you.
Oh my god. Bro is not beating the Sparkle wife allegation.
She is my wife till I die. I can't escape the meme at this point. I'm at the final stage of acceptance now. As for the event itself, it was okay. I personally love the chibi and bird's eye view with the small map areas to explore. I call this crossover Yu-Gi-Oh! Because almost every NPC interaction is just a duel. Thankfully, I learned the basics of poker in middle school for our probability lessons, so I am dominating these games. Okay, I threw hard there. Also, why is Welt so locked in? Speaking of Welt, why does he look off model? Why is this scarf clipping through his body? Did they just not have a proper asset for the goat? To be fair, there were also a few combat fights. Finally, I can play the 3rd impact to my skull. I don't remember Natasha having a scythe or a rage meter in HSR, guys. The golden trash can wielding a bat is awesome and terrifying at the same time. So, when is Fu Xuan gonna pull off the domain expansion in Luofu Part 3? The best for last though, Sampo. First, I sweat this man in poker. Perfect combo. Enemy deserves no mercy. Honkai Impact gave me what I always wanted to do in HSR since day 1. Beat this smug coward's face to the ground like I'm All Might to one for all. I'll give the devs credit as well. They made his fight pretty damn cool. Having him hide in the trash can is a great detail, as well as throwing bombs. Hold on, is his lake covered in ice? Oh no you don't, buddy. We ain't in Star Rail. You're not getting away that easily. Thank you devs for this blessing. I can finally correct my mistake from over a year ago. The Dragon family is finally united. I like the 2.7 story quests. Fugue section was nice. The new voice though, no disrespect to the VA. It's just jarring to hear Tingyun sound more depressed and monotone now. Sunday's arc was intriguing. Joining the Express crew was not at all what I expected, but I am curious where they'll take it moving forward. Now to eat my own words, this Sunday story fight was harder for me, and I realized why after watching the footage. There's no R ability. I don't get to run him over with a train and deplete his toughness faster. I also wanted to use the same team as I'm a Flame Sunday video, cause it looked fun. Look guys, they're all imaginary men, because they'll never be real. You know what was real though? Adventurine's buggy shield. Embirator got almost no shield off of Adventurine's follow-up refreshes, which didn't make sense. How is he barely getting more shield than Ron May when I'm 1 or 2 hits away from death? As far as I know, the bug was fixed afterwards, but this was pretty frustrating to deal with. We've come full circle, everyone. I've grown to despise Apocalypse Shadow. It's my least favorite endgame mode. On top of the ever-growing HP inflation, it's just not fun to hit the brick wall of bosses until their toughness broken. I also find team building severely limiting to the top 3 meta teams. It's rare to see a showcase of a creative team comp beat these fights. Yeah, the players who warned us early about this were right the whole time. These are very interesting wishing locations. Alright everyone, good luck. Alright, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, Gallagher.
Just shout I love Fugue every time you pull.
Oh, no, that's Ian's job.
What?
Oh,
Ooh, Gallagher.
Alright, well, I guess I'm going to Hard Pity today. I cannot wait.
wait, are you starting at 0?
I think most of us are.
Yeah, everyone's starting at 0, but I have the 50-50.
Oh my god.
I'm like 60 or something, bruh.
I had to hit pity.
Watch, stop pity then. Watch, stop pity, right
70,
here, right
70.
here, right now.
Nah!
There we go.
I don't remember what's the last time I lost at 50.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Congratulations on your Bailu.
Oh my god, I went to Hard Pity again! Oh my...
Oh?
Nope.
Ray? Wait, what are you pulling
Wait,
for now,
what did Ray
Ray?
get?
Ray, are you pulling for her light cone?
Yeah,
Jake. Oh.
this means I'm guaranteed my next Firefly, and
Oh,
I'm
you're pulling
going-
Firefly.
Yeah.
You'll
No,
get
watch,
her at the,
30
by
pity,
the
30
end,
pity
I-
Firefly, watch.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Let's go!
It sounds like Ray is having a great time. I am in pain. This
That
is
is
awful. Please.
Damn.
Yeah, okay. I didn't have to bust out the credit card today. I find Greek mythology fascinating, so I was very excited to see what Amphorous is going to offer after the trailer. I am cautious about the new characters because Hoyo is drawing parallels from the 13 Flamekeepers in Honkai Impact. I've got my eye on you, Kevin. The My Day entrance, forgive me if you cringe, but this man, he has the aura. I instantly knew anytime he'll be on screen, we're in for a treat. The English VA is doing such a good job. Aglaya, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. I hope that this opinion changes over the course of the story. Alright, it's the 5-star. Let's see. No!
Oh,
You
no.
have got to be kidding me now. No!
Jackson. Bro, you got the most perfect timing, I swear to God.
The Aeons have abandoned their gaze on me. Either that or Ahaha is praying for my downfall for their own amusement. Yay, Herda! Come on, it's 75, come on! Please don't make me do it.
Hard light cone.
No, please!
I think it's gonna be Himeko.
Come on, please.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Oh, there is a god.
I'm sorry, Ben. You were the only one that lost the herd of 50-50.
Okay, back to the story. These are my initial thoughts since it's ongoing right now. I think 3.0 was a good introduction to the planet and the stakes at hand. There's a lot more mysteries to uncover and I'm excited for it. The fights though, I'm concerned because while this is not the first time a boss has been tuned towards specific characters that are coming out, Nikador went too far. His spear mechanic actively nerfs healers because the effect isn't like Fantalia's debuff that can be cleansed. You need AoE or blast attacks to regain HP from the damage you deal to the spears, so why not use your new Herda, you ask? Well, I wanted to see how bad Nikador's third fight was for myself. You can't truly understand the power creep or struggle people are facing until you feel it yourself. And yeah, I know, I'm using my Firefly, sue me, but I do think that the devs also overtuned him to nerf break teams quite a bit. The fact that I'm using one of the best versions of the team and I am like one turn away from getting one shot was not a good sign of things to come. Also, for the final bit at the end with the Herda, 1, that should have been me. 2, I am once again disappointed that we don't get a companion quest for her. Like, seriously, is Hoyoverse allergic to these now? My Amphorous exploration review, I like the puzzles and mechanics, except for the Spirit Thief ones. Maybe because my keyboard is getting faulty, but there are times where it just doesn't properly register that I'm holding down or letting go of the spacebar. Great news, everyone. I won the Jade Lottery on the final day. I know. I'm so happy. My Castorice pools are secured for real. Version 3.1 is when I finally realized, yeah, there's not a lot to do as an endgame player after story quests, huh? You may have noticed, based on the jumps between the dates throughout this video. Laying it out, we get 1 of the rotating endgame refreshing every 2 weeks. Divergent Universe is optional if you don't care about the weekly rewards. The new day and night mechanic they added to it is fine. Map exploration doesn't take long, though I don't like the constant random mechanics that they just throw at us like it's Genshin Impact just to walk a basic path. The only thing you can do when all is said is done is relic farm, and everyone knows how miserable that is. The 3.1 story was mostly fine. I feel like the middle section of arcs are often the slow burner moments. Yo, why is Cyrus such a baddie, bro? On God! Anyway, the big bad of this section is the Black Swordsman. To me, it's just Conchu.
The moon haunts you! All that for a drop of blood.
In all seriousness, the pacing of this section was a little questionable. Even the Black Swordsman feels kinda out of place because he shows up, we're told he wants the core flames, and then dies. Maybe. Additionally, once again, Hoyoverse hates companion quests. Let's start with the easy one that I think was executed well, My Day. This story is woven into the main plot and it flows naturally throughout. I expected Kevin to fail the trial and for My Day to take strife, and we get plenty of time to understand why he's so hesitant to do so. When he finally accepts his destiny and role, the moment just hits so hard. As for our other banner character, Triby's parts were janky. This is where I felt the pacing started to crumble a bit. For example, her early flashbacks are placed at points in the main story that feel a little disconnected. They're also really short and not properly explained until the end when we actually get to focus on Triby as a character. I feel like the writers wrote themselves into a corner with this one because the actual contents of her story is fine, but the awkward pacing just distracts me. Trinidad's death felt like it should have been like a bigger deal to the player. The final scene with this watercolor paint style is the best moment of Triby's story and inspiration for Kevin and the Trailblazer to continue forward despite the doubts and losses. What?
What?
I just opened the game. Okay.
What the is this?
Alright. Hey, they know what I want. They know what I want. We ain't gotta waste my time.
Hey, MiHoYo is selling hard selling on Castorice.
I feel conflicted about Castorice. I love her character design and the big dragon, which is the whole reason I'm rolling for her, but I am not at all a fan of the global passive, or as Hoyoverse likes to call it, unique support skill. I think the majority of us agree that the revive should just not work when Castorice is not in your party. Like, the revive on its own isn't necessarily game breaking, like Bailu already has a revive in her kit. In my eyes, is a concerning sign that the game is going down a path that I can't see them recovering from. You know Castorice is going to make Hoyoverse bank, and it may incentivize more global passives for future characters, widening the power creep gap. I understand anyone who has decided to quit or take a break because of this. Never play a game if you aren't enjoying yourself. Ultimately, whether or not we get more global passives is out of our hands, but it is a shame. Perhaps we've truly been going down the path of finality faster than we thought.
所以铁道今年会做一次新的尝试，在3.8这一个版本，我们将上线周末任务《记忆是梦》的开场白。
Wait, what? Woo! 2 years of Honkai Star Rail. Overall, this has been an interesting year for me. Looking back, I feel year 1 focused on beating the game while using the characters I like. Year 2 was the continuation, but I began to acknowledge HSR's flaws. I see the game differently than when I started, both as a player and a dude making fun videos about it. I would love to hear your Honkai Star Rail stories in the comments below, good or bad. I'm DragonLordLeda, and until then, on to my next video.